This is the Daily Bread Bible study for day 112. We are looking at 2 Kings chapters 11 through 13. As we are progressing through the story and moving towards the time of the exile of both Israel and Judah, we will also see the decline of the prophet Elisha here. But in 2 Kings 11, we begin with Jehu. Now, Jehu has killed many who worship Baal and have a connection to Ahab. King Jehoram of Israel, King Ahaziah of Judah, the Queen Jezebel, all of them had connections with Ahab and are killed. Jehu becomes king in Israel, while Judah needs a leader after Ahaziah's death. His mother, Athaliah, sees an opportunity. In 2 Kings 11, verse 1, now when Athaliah, Ahaziah's mother, saw that her son was dead, she set out to destroy all the royal family. Through destroying the male heirs of the throne, Athaliah is making way for her dominion. Athaliah kills most of the king's children, with the exception of Joash, son of Ziba of Beersheba. His aunt happens to save him, and after 7 years of hiding, the priest Jehoiada instructs off-duty soldiers to keep watch over the remaining male heir to the throne. Now, Jehoiada takes young Joash and anoints him king of Judah. The self-proclaimed Queen Athaliah comes to see the noise and calls out, "Treason! Treason!" For the deaths of her grandchildren, Athaliah and her followers are killed outside of the house of the Lord. Thus, the last major supporter of Baal and also the last daughter of Ahab and Jezebel is dead. At the age of 7, Joash, also called Jehoash, becomes king. In 2 Kings 12, we move on to talking about Jehoash, that he did what was right in the sight of the Lord all his days, because the priest Jehoiada instructed him. King Jehoash, Joash of Judah, takes up a collection for repairs of the temple. The priests were put in charge of the money, and for 23 years the repairs are not made. I sense dishonesty from the priest who, quote, collected the money. And King Jehoash works with the priest Jehoiada to give the money directly to the people who worked on the repairs, so that the money is not misused. Now, unfortunately, the plans do not go very well, since King Hazael of Aram again comes with war against God's people. In order to prevent utter destruction, King Jehoash gives up everything he controls in tribute. The gold that Solomon had, all the wealth, is gone. This may be why a conspiracy arises and kills King Jehoash of Judah. Moving on to 2 Kings 13, on the Israel side of things, Jehoahaz, son of Jehu, becomes king. In 2 Kings 13, verse 2, he did what was evil in the sight of the Lord and followed the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, which he caused Israel to sin. He did not depart from them. The anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, so that he gave them repeatedly into the hand of King Hazael of Aram, then into the hand of Ben-Hadad, son of Hazael. Jehoahaz repents, so God turns away the destruction from the Arameans. Only a very small army is left at the end of his time as king, and his son, whose name is the same as the other king, will succeed him. Jehoahaz, king of Israel, has a son named Jehoash. Thus, the king of Israel and the king of Judah again both have the same name. Now, unlike his counterpart in Judah, the king of Israel, quote, does what is evil in the sight of the Lord. Jehu may have gotten rid of the line of Ahab, but the problems of false worship persist. This idolatry continues from King Jehoash to his son and threatens the nation. His son, Jeroboam II, will continue in the wayward tradition of worshiping other gods. In an additional blow to those who follow God, the prophet Elisha's health is declining. In a seemingly symbolic encounter, the prophet meets the king of Israel, who is despairing about the few number of his army. The prophet Elisha instructs him to shoot an arrow out the window. The king listens, and Elisha proclaims that the arrow of the Lord's victory is over Aram. The prophet then tells the king to take arrows and strike the ground. The king does this 3 times. Elisha becomes upset, saying if he would have done it more, Aram would have been wiped out. Instead, Aram is said to have fought with Israel all the days of the king's life. And God does not grant complete victory over Aram, just 3 notable victories to reclaim lost land. Maybe that's relating to the 3 times the arrows hit the ground? I'm not sure. But with that, the prophet of Elisha dies. He is gone. Now, who will keep Israel from repeating the previous mistakes? We will talk about that more coming up next time.